So, one day last spring, as spring was warming to summer, I was cooking eggs in a frying pan when I see 5 of those itty-bitty little ants go marching across the tile floor in my kitchen, single file, headed directly for my trash, where fresh coffee grounds and last night's scraps abound. And since I'm a guy, well, I just stepped on him with my sneaker. End of story. Only Lois, that chick I had hanging around back then, wanted to start in with me, boy, about how I was a merciless, cruel-hearted bastard of a human beast, because I just squished a bunch of those itty-bitty little ants. You know, the ones that are about this big. And Lois was having herself a hissy fit over it. So I turns to her, I says, "Lois," I says, "pipe down, would you? Don't you understand? Those were scouts. If even one of them were to have made it back to the ant colony, I'd have me a frickin' ant caravan a mile long. Coming and going. Going and coming. From my little trash can here in the kitchen, all the way back to where they came from." To which Lois replied, "Oh, you goddamn bastard of a beastie man. How could you? How could you? They were only doing their jobs. They were just little ones." To which I replied, "Well, I'm trying to send a message back to where they came from, Lois, dear. That none who venture here ever return alive." Now, meanwhile, in Lois's mind, I suppose back at the ant colony, there is a Staff Sergeant York. He was getting to be too old to be a soldier ant anymore, so middle management made him an overseer. And And he stands at the entrance to the ant colony. He clocks out all the scouts as they go out to scout. Clocks them all back in again when they return. Yeah, 12-hour shifts. And this Staff Sergeant York is quite distraught right now. As well he should be. Scout Team Victor, with Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova, are way overdue. Way overdue. All the other scout teams are returning on time, according to schedule. They are all accounted for. Yet the night is falling. And so of every scout team that is returning, Staff Sergeant York inquires. Page, Swanson, McDermott. Have you seen my boys? Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova? And they all reply, why no, Staff Sergeant, we haven't. McDermott pipes up. They're, not in our sector, Staff Sergeant. Very well, says Staff Sergeant York. Carry on. But he mutters under his breath. Where could they be? You're not worried, are you, Sarge? Asks Page, leader of Scout Team Scrupulous. Nah, don't worry, they'll turn up, says Staff Sergeant York, as he looks yet again at his watch. Oh, you didn't know that about ants, did you? Yeah, they wear watches. So in order to appear nonchalant about it, Staff Sergeant York remarks, say, why don't you guys go chow down? Get yourselves some shut-eye. Which is impossible for an ant. They don't have eyelids. Come on. This lame-ass comedy routine. I figured I'd just throw that in there, and why not? After all, this whole thing is anthropomorphicological anyways. No pun intended. Wait a minute, of course that pun was intended. You do realize I'm just making all this up, right? Actually, I'm lying. Ants do no such things. So anyway, finally, the last crew arrives. And we're about to witness the final curtain as all hope fails. Sorry, Louis. Garcetti, Jorgensen, Jenkins, and Shorty. Yeah, even ants have nicknames. And Shorty, even for one of those itty-bitty little ants. Yeah, he's on the short side. And the Sarge pipes up. Garcetti, have you seen my boys? Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova. Puts Garcetti on the spot. Now there's nothing for it. So he lets him have it straight up. Didn't you know, Sarge? Haven't you heard already? Scout Team Victor, all of them, were last seen disappearing around 09:30 this morning in that giant crack. Whoop. Whoop. There it is. 5 clicks north of here. You know the one, Staff Sergeant. As should every ant in this colony. It's the one where none who venture there ever, and I mean ever, Staff Sergeant, return alive. In a little cafe, just a half a mile north of the border, lived a humble gal with tired feet taking orders. Every day of her life passed by in solitude and grace, as the sun went down and rose again at that place. Now destiny was playing cards with his buddy Fortune, lost at a hand, exceeding table stakes. And the powers that be cut a deal with Lady Luck and fate, that Fortune must pay every penny that destiny takes. Whoa, the powers that be, they're watching over you and me. Still got a trick up their sleeve, if we only believe. Every day a man appeared in the doorway of that little cafe, and she greeted him with courtesy and faith. When he looked in her eyes, he said, "Darling, I've come to take you away from this place." When she asked him his name, he replied, "Just call me Ace." Oh, the powers that be, they're watching over you and me. Still gotta pick up the sleeve, if we only believe. "20 years have gone by and she has never regretted a second. My, how everything changed from the moment adventure beckoned. Now from dawn until dusk every day, she has everything it takes. And all over the world she is simply known as the Ace. Oh, the powers that be, they're watching over you and me. Still gotta trick up their sleeve, if we only believe. Now in a little cafe, just a half a mile north of the border, at a quiet little table in a dusty, darkened corner, fate stealing cards, Lady Luck is looking over his shoulder, and Fortune must pay every penny that destiny takes. Yes, fortune must pay every the destiny to. Yeah, I drink liquid rust for breakfast. Mix it in with gasoline. And then I chew on old man's bones for lunch, baby. Yeah, I grease them down with Vaseline. And what I eat's for dinner, whoa, bounces around like a trampoline. I got a junk food diet, baby. Whoa, worst case I've ever seen. Yeah, it's worse than sugar, baby. It's worse than caffeine. It's even worse than smoking, baby. 10 times worse than nicotine. It's those polytriglycerides and that BHT. I got a junk food diet, baby. Whoa, worst case I've ever seen. Yeah, I tried to kick him more than once or twice, baby. I just could not get free. And I had me a blood sugar crisis, baby. In the end, it nearly took me. Then came my hour of decision. I had them junk food diet, heebie-weebie, heebie-jeebies. Oh yeah, I got a junk food diet, baby. Whoa, worst case I've ever seen. Oh, I forgot to mention. Lois and I broke up shortly after that itty-bitty little ants incident, or episode, or whatever you want to call it, right? As heartfelt soulmates sometimes do. Last I heard, she was dating some guy who's trying to save the whales, which makes more sense. Oh, you went for that, did you? Yeah, when ants wear watches. Let me explain myself a little bit. This solo act of mine, yeah, I'm hoping to get work from it. But really, my big goal is to, a lot of these songs just translate perfectly into big-time rock and roll arrangements with thundering drums and dueling bass guitars and scintillating guitar solos that leave the audience breathless. I'm talking arena-sized rock, packing out the stadiums, all right? That's my goal. And I'm raising money the old-fashioned way. I'm working. So that's my gig. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Here's one for all you moms and dads. to watch her play. In her sweet, familiar way. Those little hands and feet, her eyes so quick to greet. Consuelo in el Alessandra, oh delicia, que Daria, porque ella fuera mía. I called her yesterday. I left a message my usual way. She misses Daddy very much. It's just we're out of touch. Consuelo in el vento, Alessandra, oh delicia, que Daria, porque ella fuera mía. If a man were to give all he possessed for this love, it could never, ever be enough. For this love is stronger than the grave. My love, love's flames are raging flames of burning fire. Set love as a flame to your heart, dear one. Set love as a jewel upon your arm. All the mighty rivers cannot quench love's flames, ne'er all the flooding rains may quench love's fire. Love's flickering, awesome flame, heavenly fire. Set love as a flame to your hearts, dear ones. Set love as a jewel upon your arms. All the mighty rivers cannot quench love's flames, ne'er all the flooding rains may quench love's fire. Love's flickering, awesome flame, heavenly fire.